Hi, I'm Hannah. Welcome to my channel. I get a lot of questions about my research and attending conferences. I know that for a lot of people, even seasoned people, going to conferences is a lot. So, this is a compilation of clips that I took driving from Spokane to Portland, Oregon for the AMTE conference in February of 2026. I am the first to admit I am not a math education expert. I am in a science and math education PhD program, so I do work with specialists in mathematics, but I do not consider myself to be particularly well versed in math ed, but I've learned a lot. So, presenting at this conference was kind of a big deal to me. I definitely um, got to step out of my comfort zone and meet new people, which is the point of conferences. Even though I've presented at probably 13 conferences over the course of my career at this point, I am not immune to needing some time to process. I would like to note that one of the best things about going to conferences is getting to experience the city that you're in, especially if it's a city that you don't go to often or you've never been to before. Portland is amazing, and I definitely stopped at Powell's to pick up some books for my kids. Um, I also decided to showcase what it's like to actually be in conferences where you've got panels. Sometimes your hair is wild, and you're going throughout a convention center or a hotel, and you're just trying to make panels or talks that you think are interesting and relevant to you. And then eventually you present. And sometimes there's like really interesting stuff. There are usually snack breaks, there's rooms to work with your collaborators or with other people that you want to meet up with and talk to. Um, and sometimes you get really lucky and you get to experience community with other folks that are in your field, or in my case, my program. A whole group of us got together and had dinner um, the night before the end of the conference. And it was a lot. There was so much food. I had regrets. I ordered way too much food for myself. But that's neither here nor there. The point of the conference, though, is to go out, to experience life, to experience new places, and then to do the work. I think that while conferences are expensive to attend and can be very prohibitive for graduate students, especially if you don't have funding through your institution or through a graduate fund, um, they're really great opportunities if you get to take them because they allow you to meet with all kinds of people and talk to different people about your ideas. And for me, that's really valuable. Um, at this point in my journey, I had done my presentation that morning and I was heading back to Spokane. Something pretty, I would say, personal to me, though, is that at this point, I knew my daughter was sick and I had to come back after my presentation. I had talked to my husband that morning, I talked to my daughter that morning. I knew my daughter was sick, and I made the decision to stay for my presentation. That decision will stay with me because I missed the first day of what became a 2-week long illness of her trying to overcome just an illness she couldn't shake. And it was hard for all of us to persevere through that. I wish I had been there earlier, but I'm glad that I stayed. I'm glad I didn't let my team down. Um, and I'm glad I got to go to Portland, at least for just a few days again. It's a beautiful drive during the daytime. And even when it rains, it's still gorgeous because it's Oregon. But that was my experience with this conference. And I will keep recording these in the future. Have a good day.